Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullahu khair for tuning in to another episode of MaximizedRidwanullah PodcasTv. This is your brother Hussein Mohamud. Hopefully talking to you about another important topic of the day, which is freedom and wealth. And we have to start the proper way. All praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, owner, and sustainer. And may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the most esteemed leader and most honorable teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and those who follow him until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. And in today's episode, inshallah, what we will talk about is one of the 5 categories of life, which is category number 4, which is freedom and wealth. A topic that is on the minds of so many individuals. Either they're thinking about their money, their job or their career or business to make more money, investments to make more money, all contributing to finding some sort of freedom and wealth by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, so many individuals can search for freedom and wealth in so many ways, whether it's halal or haram, right? And we have to be very, very mindful of that. And that's something that we have to constantly think about. And inshallah today, I'm just kind of sharing with you a few thoughts and ideas about freedom and wealth because as I mentioned, this is something that's kind of on the mind of so many individuals, including myself. A few things is, are you facing financial pain? Are you facing pain with your job? Are you facing pain with your career? Is it more of a business struggle? Is it more of an investment struggle? All of these topics are within the category of freedom and wealth. So it is something to keep in mind, something to always pursue. Now, there's a lot of stigma and a lot of, limiting and negative beliefs around freedom and wealth, especially for a Muslim individual, let alone for the whole of humanity. So, this is an area that, for me, that I've been struggling for a very, very long time with. And it doesn't mean that I'm actually not struggling with it anymore. It's just that I'm trying to improve my relationship with freedom and wealth. You know what I mean? And predominantly financial freedom, right? And once you're able to find the financial freedom, you're able to find, the time freedom. And once you're able to find the time freedom, Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, you will find location freedom. And once you're able to find some sort of location freedom, then, your life kind of transcends into achieving a level of success that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared only for you. So, there's a lot of individuals who definitely know a lot better in this particular category, which is freedom and wealth. And there's so many people who are producing mass amount of freedom and wealth, and there's a lot of things to unpack here, and I'm just trying to figure out how to directly approach this. There's these emotional attachments where, we're counting every penny, we're counting everything, and we're still not making anything more than a break even, right? And what's even more important than that, not only understanding the psychology and language of money, it's also important to understand how, how you actually, are you enjoying the job that you're at right now? Or is there some other career path that you would like to pursue and figure out how to develop and grow in that area? And do you take your talents, your knowledge, and your skills and transfer that over into something bigger and better, which is your business, or investments, right? You can kind of go either avenue. Majority of the individuals are, in Jazakallah khair, Muhdin. I see you right there, mashallah. So Jazakallah, actually I have roughly about 7 to 10 more minutes before we head over into Isha. So, I just kind of want to share a few thoughts with you, some sort of insight, some breakthrough that I've kind of been developing throughout the years, and not to say that I'm definitely very, 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 very far away from where I want to be, but also at the same time, very, very, very far away from where I came from and where it was. And here's the few lessons that I want to share with you, inshallah. One of the most important thing is your ability to know the various currencies that we are dealing with here, and having the strategic mind shifts that we need to develop in order to not struggle in this particular area that we're talking about, freedom and wealth, right? And, one trick that I will tell you is, you actually do not have to have freedom and wealth externally. If you have freedom and wealth internally, then that gives you the permission and the segue and the permission by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to start building actual freedom and wealth externally. And that's one key takeaway that I got from an individual that I follow by the name of Stephen James. He's an internet marketer, mashallah, and may Allah guide him. One thing that I learned from him was, majority of us are so stuck on, being happy when we achieve, but we forget that we need to be happy now on our journey to achieving. There's a huge difference that, if it's understood properly and if it's understood clearly, that would literally change the quality and quantity of your life in so many ways. So, that's something to take, and the other thing that I will share with you, and I'm just kind of throwing a lot of various insights and breakthroughs that I've kind of been learning throughout the years. So inshallah, whatever works for you, wherever you are, you might be an individual right now who's watching, who's struggling financially, and struggling career-wise, or maybe you're someone who's in business who's struggling. You might be someone who is in investments, or a combination of either of the three, and you're struggling, right? And you need some sort of insight or some sort of breakthrough. Or you could be the exact opposite, and you're dominating and you're able to do the things that you want to do with the passions that you have and the creativity, and you actually have the freedom of your time, financially, free, location, and time in all these areas. And you're doing so well, with that amount, but sometimes you might not be happy. So you could kind of fall into so many other categories. So it's always something to keep in mind and remember that, there's so many different areas, different perceptions and approaches to the fourth category of life, which is freedom and wealth. And the thing for me is that there's a very, very, very important distinction that we need to be able to kind of learn, and that's basically going from having a resource mindset to a resourceful mindset. That's basically saying that you don't have to have all the resources in the world to start working towards your goals and dreams and all these other aspects of life that you dream about, particularly in your freedom and wealth. What you need to do is start shifting from a resource mindset to a resourceful mindset. That's when you use your creativity, your charisma, your character. For whatever little that I have, I'm trying to exert every ounce of it by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I encourage you to do the same thing, if not better. Anytime you're like, I'm stuck because I don't have money, ask yourself, why do I need that money, and how can I overcome that challenge figure out a creative way to find that solution for you. The other thing that I want you to remember as a strategy is, anybody who is struggling in this area of life, whether it's, with the freedom part or the wealth part, whether it's internally or externally, tangibly or intangibly, is that we have a strategy that we need to kind of flip. And the individuals who are truly struggling in this area have a strategic mindset that says, I need to receive before I could give, right? And as an entrepreneur, that is absolute worst strategy that you could have, because majority of the time you have to deliver so much value to any of your target clients that, your standards and expectations should be that you deliver 100% value and you expect a return of 10%, right? So once you switch from that, I need to receive in order to give, to be able to switch to I need to give in order to receive, that changes the whole spectrum of anything that you're doing with life, especially if you have goals and dreams of becoming an investorpreneur. So, those are some things to keep in mind. I actually had a coaching call, without exposing the details of it, with a close friend of mine. And one thing that we kind of mapped out was the motivation was very low. And the reason why the motivation was very low is because something was not working, something was not moving. And the reason why that something was not moving or not working, or different areas of life that was not going in the proper direction, was because they didn't have the proper amount of money to be able to go do the things that they want to do. So it's important to kind of remember that you need to be able to kind of go through mapping out right now. To be able to go through mapping out. I just saw Sheikh Ali right here, mashallah. He told me it's time to pray. So hopefully that was some sort of value. You know what I mean? Press the like button, share, subscribe, and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of us to achieve success, not only in this life and in the hereafter. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hopefully there's more to come and my excitement and passion doesn't go away, inshallah. Oh.